Professor Bitange Ndemo is a respected figure in Kenya. He is known for his sharp intellect and commitment to good governance. He has served as Kenya's ambassador to Belgium. Before that, he made his mark as a permanent secretary in the Ministry of Information and Communication. His expertise is widely sought after, so when the University of Nairobi announced his appointment as vice-chancellor, it seemed like a perfect fit. The news, however, took a sharp turn when Professor Ndemo declined the offer. He cited irregularities in the process. This unexpected move sent ripples through academic and political circles. It raised questions about procedures and the integrity of appointments. Professor Ndemo's decision resonated deeply with many Kenyans. His action highlighted the importance of upholding the rule of law. It reignited the debate about transparency and accountability in public institutions. This was not just about a university appointment, it was about principles. It was about ensuring that processes are fair and just. It was about holding leadership accountable. Professor Ndemo's background as a scholar and a public servant lent weight to his stance. He was not someone who could easily be dismissed. He was known for his meticulousness and his commitment to ethical conduct. This made his decision all the more impactful. It sent a message that shortcuts and opaque processes would not be tolerated. It put the spotlight on the University of Nairobi and its internal workings. His refusal to be rushed into the position, despite the prestige it held, spoke volumes. It showed that he valued principle over personal gain. This resonated with many who were tired of seeing appointments marred by controversy. Professor Ndemo's action was a powerful reminder that integrity and due process are paramount. It was a call for institutions to uphold the highest standards of governance. On May 5, 2025, the University of Nairobi's council announced Professor Ndemo's appointment. This was after a long search for a new vice-chancellor. The news was met with enthusiasm from various quarters. Many saw him as the right person to lead the institution. His experience and vision for higher education were lauded. The University Council, chaired by Professor Amukowa Anangwe, expressed confidence in his ability. They believed he would steer the institution to greater heights. However, the initial euphoria was short-lived. Professor Ndemo, in a surprising turn of events, rejected the appointment. He raised concerns about the process that led to his selection. He questioned whether due diligence had been followed. His main point of contention was the lack of clearance from the Cabinet Secretary for Education. This requirement, he argued, was not just a formality. It was a legal safeguard to ensure transparency and accountability. Professor Ndemo pointed out that this omission raised serious questions. It cast doubt on the legitimacy of the entire process. He insisted that he could not, in good conscience, accept an appointment that was potentially flawed. This unexpected twist threw the university into a state of confusion. The council was left scrambling for answers. They tried to assure Professor Ndemo that all procedures had been followed. They maintained that his appointment was above board. However, Professor Ndemo remained unconvinced. He stuck to his guns, demanding clarification on the legal aspects. His refusal to back down put the university in a difficult spot. It exposed the cracks in their appointment process. It also showed that the University Council had overlooked a crucial legal requirement. This misstep had serious implications for their credibility and the legitimacy of the appointment itself. Professor Ndemo's rejection of the appointment sparked mixed reactions. Within the university, opinions were divided. Some members of the faculty and staff expressed disappointment. They felt that the university had missed an opportunity to have a visionary leader. Others, however, commended Professor Ndemo's courage. They saw his actions as a principled stand against flawed processes. Outside the university, the response was equally diverse. Legal experts weighed in, debating the merits of Professor Ndemo's argument. Some agreed that the lack of clearance from the cabinet secretary was a serious breach. Others argued that it was a technicality that could be rectified. Politicians too were drawn into the fray, with some using the opportunity to criticize the government's interference in university appointments. Notable figures like Dennis Itumbi, the head of Presidential Special Projects and Creative Economy, publicly praised Professor Ndemo. He lauded his commitment to due process and integrity. This support from influential voices added weight to Professor Ndemo's stance. It put pressure on the university to address the concerns he had raised. The public debate that ensued highlighted the importance of transparency and accountability in public appointments. It brought to the fore the need for institutions to adhere to the rule of law. Professor Ndemo's actions, though unexpected, served as a wake-up call. They reminded everyone that shortcuts and opaque processes have no place in a society that values good governance. His stand resonated with many Kenyans who were yearning for integrity and accountability from those in positions of authority. Professor Ndemo's rejection of the vice-chancellor position left the University of Nairobi at a crossroads. The institution, once a beacon of higher education in East Africa, was grappling with reputational damage. The controversy surrounding the appointment raised serious questions about its governance structures. The University Council, tasked with finding a suitable replacement, faced a daunting task. They had to restore public confidence in their ability to conduct transparent and credible processes. The task ahead was not just about finding a qualified candidate, it was about rebuilding trust and ensuring that such a misstep never happened again. The saga also had broader implications for the education sector in Kenya. It reignited the debate about political interference in university appointments. It underscored the need for clear guidelines and regulations to govern such processes. The government, too, was forced to take note. The incident highlighted the need to strengthen oversight mechanisms to ensure accountability in public institutions. Professor Ndemo's decision, though personal, had far-reaching consequences. It served as a stark reminder that the pursuit of excellence in education cannot be divorced from principles of good governance. It underlined the importance of transparency, accountability, and adherence to the rule of law in building strong and credible institutions. The University of Nairobi, now faced with the challenge of moving forward, had a unique opportunity. It could use this experience as a catalyst for reform, for strengthening its internal processes, and for reaffirming its commitment to the highest standards of integrity and accountability.